The head, our crown, the highest point of the body and perhaps the most symbolic. It is where pride is displayed, where humility is bowed, and where authority is silently measured. A tilt upward can radiate dominance and arrogance. A bow downward can speak of respect, reverence, or defeat. And sometimes, just the angle of the chin can decide who commands and who obeys. In this episode of Hidden Signals, we explore the head and chin, the subtle signals of pride, power, and humility, and the messages they have carried across history. Throughout history, posture of the head has been the defining gesture of status. In the marble halls of Rome, statues of emperors were carved with their heads lifted high, chin forward, a signal that their authority was not merely earthly, but divine. In medieval Europe, the opposite image was demanded of commoners. Peasants and subjects bowed their heads deeply before kings and clergy. To lift the chin in defiance was unthinkable and punishable. In Japan, the samurai codified the art of the bow. A slight lowering of the head was respect. Too deep, and it revealed weakness. Too shallow, and it risked offense. Every angle carried meaning. Among the Bedouins of Arabia, lowering the head was a greeting of peace, but also a test. One bowed in respect, but never so much as to lose dignity. Even in the desert winds, the head carried honor. Across cultures and centuries, the head was never neutral. It was the highest flag of the human body, signaling pride, humility, or submission. Modern psychology confirms what ancient cultures knew instinctively. The angle of the chin changes perception. A head tilted slightly upward is often seen as prideful, even arrogant. In experiments, participants judged faces with raised chins as more dominant, but also less approachable. Lower the chin, and the effect reverses. A downward tilt conveys humility, trustworthiness, and calm. But too much, and it suggests weakness, shyness, or shame. Leaders instinctively find the balance. The chin level, steady, neither too high nor too low, signals confidence without arrogance, authority without intimidation. And then there are micro-movements. The nod, universal agreement, born of survival. The shake of the head, rejection, denial, a primal refusal. Even babies before speech know to nod for yes and shake for no. The chin, small as it seems, is the compass of human communication. Where it points, meaning follows. The signals of the head and chin are not confined to palaces or psychology labs. They play out every day in our most ordinary interactions. In the job interview, the confident candidate holds their head steady, chin level. The insecure applicant, by contrast, drops the chin, breaking eye contact, signaling doubt before a single word is spoken. In attraction, the head tilt becomes a secret weapon. A slight tilt of the chin exposes vulnerability, an unspoken invitation, a gesture that says, "I am open." It is a gesture found in flirtation across cultures. In the classroom, the attentive student lifts their head, eyes forward, posture engaged. The disengaged student lets the head fall, chin buried in hand, silently announcing boredom or defeat. Even online, in the world of Zoom calls and webcams, the head still decides perception. A camera angled too high makes the speaker appear small, submissive. A steady chin at eye level signals presence and confidence, even through the screen. Every tilt of the head, every lift of the chin becomes a signal, and once you learn to read them, the silent conversations of daily life become visible. Nowhere are the signals of the head more codified than in rituals of power and respect. The military salute, a gesture with the head lifted just enough to show discipline, but never arrogance. The bow of prayer, universal across religions, lowering the head as the body acknowledges humility before the divine. The athlete in defeat, head bowed, chin dropped, shoulders heavy under the weight of loss. And then, the opposite, the athlete in victory, chin raised, head lifted toward the sky, basking in the crowd's applause. Politicians and leaders understand these signals well. A raised chin during a speech can project strength, but too much, and it reads as arrogance. A gentle downward tilt can soften authority, making the leader appear more approachable, more human. Pride and humility, authority and submission. The head and chin orchestrate these signals with remarkable precision. We see these signals vividly in our world today. Consider Volodymyr Zelenskyy. In times of war and crisis, he appears on screen with his head steady, chin level. Neither bowed in weakness nor lifted in arrogance, but balanced, projecting resilience, grounded authority, and a quiet strength. Contrast that with Angelina Jolie. In interviews and public appearances, her subtle head tilts soften her image. A tilt to the side conveys warmth, openness, and elegance. It transforms dominance into approachability, a mastery of nonverbal communication. And in sports, watch Novak Djokovic. After victory, his chin lifts, head raised to the crowd. It is the universal posture of triumph, pride in its purest physical form. Yet in defeat, as with every athlete, the head bows. The same body that carried pride must carry humility. From presidents to performers, from athletes to actors, the head and chin remain the stage on which power, pride, and humility are silently performed. From presidents to performers, from athletes to actors, the head and chin, small angles, immense meaning. Lifted too high, they project arrogance. Lowered too far, they signal defeat. But steady, balanced, true, they carry dignity and authority. And our journey does not end here, because if the head is the crown, the eyes are the windows. In our next episode, we turn to the eyes, to glances that connect, to stares that dominate, to blinks that betray hidden truths. Join us as Hidden Signals. The art of body language continues, because every movement tells a story.